Okay, so the first thing you guys are going to do to create your own visual locker is you're going to go onto the virtual locker template. If you click that, it's going to take you to a Google slide that is view only, so you need to make a copy. So you're going to go into File, make a copy, and just do selected slide. And then you can rename it your name locker. And then you're going to say OK. Then once you have your image of the locker, you're going to start finding images on the internet or on your desktop of things that represent the 10 things that you thought about yourself so that you can introduce yourself from these interesting things. Then you had to find visuals of them. So for me, obviously my family's pretty important, and I have some photographs of my kids and my husband. So I'll start with my husband, Brian. And I'm going to put the picture that I have of him in there, and I'm going to make it small. This is when we were snowboarding at Snowshoe. So I'm going to make it small, and I'm going to put it on the metal part of my locker. And I kind of want to make it look like the photos are kind of turned a little bit. So I'm going to go up to the top and just turn it a little bit. And then I'm going to put a picture of Cooper, my youngest, who's going into 7th grade, when he was really young and he was skateboarding. So I'm going to bring this one. I want it to be about the same size as the other photo. And then I'm going to kind of put it here, and I might turn him a little bit to the left, make it look like it's a little bit haphazard. And then I'm going to put a picture of Parker, which now that Parker's at the high school, he's not real thrilled that I share images of him, but that's okay. He's my kid, and it's my life. So this is Parker in one of his hockey games a couple years ago. So we're going to put that there. Again, I turned it. And then I have a couple more pictures. Here's Cooper playing basketball. He started basketball at Jones this year for the first time. They'll try out, so we'll see if they have a season. I hope so, although there's lots of kids trying out. Move it there. And then the last one, I have a picture of Parker snowboarding when he was younger. And again, we'll put it here. All right, so now I have the pictures of those guys in the locker, and I'm going to go back in a little bit, and I'm going to create little magnets that make it look like they're holding on to the metal. Okay, so there's my pictures right there about my kids. So now I've already told you about three things. My husband, Brian, we met at Ohio State. And these are our two kids, Cooper, who goes to Jones, and Parker, who's now at the high school. So easy peasy, right? All right, so some of the other things I'm going to do is one of the things that I put in there, or my 10 things, is that I really like to travel. I like to travel a lot. My husband likes to travel to vacation spots. Like he likes to go in the summer to the beach and stuff like that. But I backpacked Europe, and I love traveling. So I'm going to put my passport in there. I also coached water polo my first couple of years here at the high school. Was not a water polo player, however. I just coached it. So I'm going to find a water polo ball. So since I don't have one on my desktop, I'm going to go find a water polo ball. And it's super easy to find images. You're going to go to Insert, Image, and you want to search from the web. And here's the key, right? I don't want the image to be solid, so I want it to be transparent. I'm going to write the word transparent first before anything that I do. And I'm going to say transparent water polo ball. And what that's going to do is find me a water polo ball without a background. Because if I put a water polo ball on here with a background, it's going to take up a lot of the space. Wow, I'm not seeing a ton of water polo balls. I thought there was a yellow one. I'll see. I'm trying to find just a water polo ball by itself. If I don't see it right away, I'll go back to the one that I thought was okay, but it wasn't great. So I'm going to take this one. That's not bad. And then I'm going to bring it onto here. Perfect. So see how the transparent, you can see the locker around it, even though over here it's white. By the word transparent, it just brings out the ball. So I'm going to bring the ball down here. I'm going to make it smaller so it doesn't take up the whole locker space. Just bring that, there we go. Now, if I wanted the water polo ball behind the passport instead of in front of it, I could go up here to arrange and then put in the order, and I say send backwards. And then it's now behind the passport. But I think I want it in front of the passport, so I'm going to go back and say bring forward. So now it's in front of the passport. Cool? So there's my water polo ball, my passport, and my 4 pictures. I have a couple more stuff that I could go off the internet, like I would bring in a bear because I teach at Upper Arlington. I'm going to actually I'm going to take that picture away. Before I bring it in, I'm going to open it up off my desktop. And I'm going to, I'm going to open it up. And then I'm going to go ahead and crop it because I don't want all that background. And I didn't find a transparent bear. So I'm just going to make a square. And then I'm going to crop it. And now I have a bear. So I'm going to take this bear and I'm just going to put it in the locker, kind of as a backdrop in the background to show that I am at Upper Arlington. And I've taught at Upper Arlington, I think this is my 27th year teaching here. I do my student teaching in Upper Arlington as I went to Ohio State. So I'm going to put OSU logo and see if it shows up. Logo. And then I'm going to put the word transparent in front of it. See if I can find a logo that is just outlined. Ah, there we go. So I went to Ohio State in 1987, and back when it was super easy to get into Ohio State. But I went to Ohio State, met my husband there, and then when I was at Ohio State, I did my student teaching at Upper Arlington. So I have those 2 things in the locker as well. Cool. So the other things that I'm probably going to add to my locker are going to be, you know, something with art, something with photography because I take all the sports photos for the kids. So I'll keep doing that as I go. And then when I'm all done, I'll put my bit emoji in here. And you guys will be able to see my final one on the Canvas slide. The other thing I did want to show you is if you want to draw in, like I said, I was going to do magnets. So to do magnets, I'm just going to take this magnifying lens, make this bigger so I can see the pictures a little bit better. And I'm just going to go into my shape tool and I'm going to find some round shapes and I'm just going to create little round magnets that hold on to here. And I can leave them white if I want to, or I could put a color if I wanted to put a color on there. I'll show you. I could just put a little circle here. If I want to put a color, I just go up into this paint ball bucket there, and then I could put a color. Let's put like a bluish color on there. So now it's a blue magnet. Oops, there it is. So I could leave that how it is, or I could add to it however I want to add to it, but those will create like little magnets. So then when I'm farther away, and I could zoom back out, it kind of looks like something's holding on to those. And you can change that however you want to. I could go onto the internet and find magnets and stick them on there. That might work too. But just have fun with this project and add stuff to it. On mine, you'll see I even went up and put little numbers on here, but it's my street address. So like whatever my street address is, I put the number before it and the number after it since you couldn't see my locker one. So have fun with it and put little details so that we're kind of interested as we're looking through each other's lockers. Make sure that every image that you put in here is school appropriate. That goes for all of your artwork images throughout the year. You want to make sure that anything you put in there is school appropriate. If it's not, you can get in trouble for it. Along those same lines, remember we talked in class that I went to Ohio State and I love the Buckeyes, but I don't use the Buckeye leaf so much. I only use the block O because the Buckeye leaf looks like things that are inappropriate for school. Even though it is a Buckeye leaf, it looks like a pot leaf. So we're not going to use that in any of our images. Okay, so have fun and then turn in your assignment.